Imagine a secret process where time itself unlocks flavor. Every droplet of Tabasco is aged for 3 years before it reaches your table. This iconic hot sauce follows almost the exact same recipe 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝗪𝗪 developed in 1868 on a small Louisiana island. Join me as we unravel the mystery behind this legendary sauce. We're going inside the closely guarded production facility on Avery Island, where up to 720,000 bottles are filled daily. You'll discover why these specific peppers are harvested only when they match a special red stick, and the surprising reason why white oak barrels are essential to creating that distinctive Tabasco flavor you can't find anywhere else. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as we move ahead. Have you ever wondered why Tabasco sauce has that particular flavor that can't be replicated? The answer begins with the peppers themselves. The Tabasco pepper journey starts with capsicum frutescens seeds that come directly from the original stock 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝗪𝗪 first planted over 150 years ago on Avery Island in the 1860s. These aren't random pepper seeds you can buy at a garden store. While the original seed stock is still grown on Avery Island, that small patch of land can't possibly produce enough peppers to satisfy global demand. Today, most commercial Tabasco peppers grow in Central America, South America, and Africa. This creates a real challenge for the 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝗪𝗪 company. Maintaining consistent quality across different growing regions is like an orchestra conductor, ensuring musicians on different continents play the exact same notes. The company addresses this challenge by sending seeds from their original genetic stock to these global farms. This ensures every pepper has the exact same DNA as those first grown on Avery Island. The 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝗪𝗪 company implements strict growing protocols developed through generations of experience. Farm managers control everything from soil composition to watering schedules. The soil needs specific nutrient levels to produce peppers with the right flavor intensity. Too much water dilutes the heat, while too little stunts growth. Even the spacing between plants matters. Crowded peppers compete for resources and don't develop proper flavor profiles. At harvest time, tradition prevails over technology. Harvesters use 𝗔𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, the little red stick. The smooth, worn wooden dowel, painted a rich vermilion red that seems to glow in the sunlight, serves as the definitive color guide for Tabasco pepper harvesters. One longtime worker described it as essential to their craft, saying harvesters carry these sticks the way doctors carry stethoscopes, as vital tools that reveal when the peppers are perfectly ripe and ready to become Tabasco. Timing is absolutely critical. Peppers harvested too early lack the full flavor compounds that develop during ripening. Wait too long and the peppers begin breaking down, starting an improper fermentation process. The color match with 𝗔𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 indicates the perfect moment when the pepper contains the ideal balance of flavor compounds. This meticulous selection means only about 2% of peppers are rejected. Each farm ships its harvested peppers to processing facilities within 24 hours of picking. In some regions, peppers picked in the morning are mashed by afternoon. This careful cultivation creates the foundation for Tabasco's distinctive flavor. The 𝗔𝗯cie𝘂𝗪𝗪 family understands that quality control at the farm level determines what's possible later in production. No amount of aging or blending can fix peppers that weren't right to begin with. So what happens to these perfectly ripened peppers once they arrive at the processing facility? Stay tuned as we uncover the crucial mashing process that transforms these simple fruits into the beginnings of world-famous Tabasco sauce. What happens to those perfectly red peppers once they're picked? Their transformation begins with a process that's remained largely unchanged since 1868. Once the peppers arrive at the processing facilities, the clock is ticking. Workers know they have just 24 hours to grind these peppers into mash while they're still at peak flavor. Wait any longer and the peppers start to spoil, ruining the distinctive taste that makes Tabasco sauce so special. While the fundamental mashing technique has endured for over 150 years, the scale has transformed dramatically. 𝗔𝗯𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 started with small batches ground by hand. What was once a modest kitchen ritual has evolved into a finely tuned industrial ballet, processing tons of peppers daily to meet global demand while preserving the original techniques. Before grinding, workers conduct a final quality inspection. After grinding, the pepper mash gets mixed with salt. This salt originally came from Avery Island's own salt mine. The island sits atop a massive salt dome used during the Civil War. Though the island's mine has closed, the company sources salt from elsewhere in South Louisiana, maintaining that connection to their roots. The salt serves dual critical functions. It preserves the mash by preventing harmful bacteria growth, and through osmosis, it extracts moisture and flavors from the peppers. This extraction develops the complex taste profile Tabasco is known for. Without it, the sauce would taste flat and one-dimensional. While following traditional methods, modern quality control has enhanced the process. Laboratory technicians now monitor pH levels, moisture content, and microbial activity in each batch. Measurements impossible in 𝗔𝗯𝘂𝘁𝗛𝗪 time. These checks ensure consistent standards across all production facilities. This careful integration of tradition and technology produces a perfectly preserved pepper mash, ready for the most important phase: aging. The mash quality at this stage determines the final sauce quality, leaving no room for error. After passing all quality checks, the mash moves to the next production phase. The journey continues as the mash enters white oak barrels, where it will age for up to 3 years. These specially selected barrels provide the environment where time transforms simple pepper mash into the complex flavor foundation of Tabasco sauce. Why would a company wait 3 years before selling its product when faster methods exist? The answer lies in the oak barrels that define Tabasco's distinctive flavor. Once the pepper mash is prepared, workers transfer it to white oak barrels that previously held whiskey. Each barrel holds up to 400 pounds of mash, enough to make thousands of bottles of the famous sauce. But before the mash goes in, these barrels undergo special preparation. Workers de-char, torch, and thoroughly clean the interior to remove any whiskey flavors that might interfere with the Tabasco taste. After filling the barrels, workers seal them with a thick layer of salt. This salt barrier prevents contamination while creating an airtight environment where the mash can ferment slowly over the next 3 years. The salt forms a protective crust that keeps out unwanted bacteria while allowing the natural fermentation process to occur underneath. These barrels aren't stored in climate-controlled warehouses. They sit in open warehouses on Avery Island, where they experience Louisiana's natural temperature changes. These fluctuations drive the aging process. As temperatures rise and fall, the mash expands and contracts inside the barrels, interacting with the wood. This natural cycle pulls flavor compounds from the oak, while encouraging chemical reactions within the pepper mixture. During aging, the mash transforms through chemical reactions between the peppers, salt, and oak compounds. The harsh heat of fresh peppers mellows into a rounded spiciness. New flavor notes emerge. Subtle hints of wood, a deeper pepper character, and a complexity that fresh mash simply lacks. Like a fine wine developing character with time, the pepper mash evolves into something far more nuanced. Throughout these 3 years, quality control experts regularly test samples from different barrels, looking for specific flavor markers and development patterns. Not all barrels age at exactly the same rate, so each needs individual attention. This monitoring ensures that only properly aged mash continues to production. As the oak and pepper meld over 3 long years, a symphony of flavors emerges, waiting for the final touch of vinegar to complete the masterpiece. After aging, the mash is blended with high-quality distilled vinegar, in a ratio unchanged since the 1860s. This mixture requires about a month of intermittent stirring before fully integrated. During this time, the vinegar's acidity extracts and stabilizes flavors from the aged mash. Before bottling, the sauce passes through straining processes to remove seeds and skins, creating the smooth, pourable consistency while preserving essential oils and flavor compounds. The patience required for this 3-year aging process creates Tabasco's signature complexity, a flavor profile that can't be rushed or artificially created. With the sauce perfected, the bottling line on Avery Island fills containers from tiny miniatures to gallon-sized jugs, sending this distinctive aged flavor to 195 countries worldwide. The story of Tabasco shows us something important about making quality products in today's world. This small company still uses many of the same methods they did 150 years ago, while growing big enough to sell in 195 countries. They could make their sauce faster and cheaper, but they choose the slower path because it creates something special. In our world of constant acceleration, a 3-year process carries profound value. When those few drops of Tabasco touch your food, you're experiencing more than flavor. You're tasting the legacy of 6 generations, a family tradition that defies modern shortcuts. Will you simply taste heat, or will you savor the heritage in every carefully crafted drop? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode of How, where curiosity turns into clarity.